Yo, 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 what is up, YouTube? It is I, Jordan Johnson, stepping in for our main man, Chef John, who was sadly
Rest in
mauled by
peace.
a bear in Colorado.
Rest in peace, Chef John.
But enough about that. Today, we're talking all about brining those turkeys. Stay tuned, because we got my main man, Jody Flanagan, right here, live on Lunch Break.
Hey, what's up, YouTubers? Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We really, really do appreciate it. Make sure you smash that share button, hit that red rectangle down there. All you keyboard warriors, put your hatred in your comments down below. We'd love to read it after the show. If you have any questions, Jordan's going to do his darndest to make sure he asks them for you. So please, play along with us. Today, it's going to be all about brining. Now, we've got Thanksgiving coming up, so all of this week and next week we're going to dedicate to helping you knock your Thanksgiving out of the park. Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? I'm right. All right, but again, thank you so much for tuning in. Guys, make sure you subscribe to Kingsford and RecTech's YouTube channel. Myself, I also have a YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to that as well. Barbecue Dad Jody. Got a lot of great content coming out for you, a lot of amazing recipes, a lot of tips and tricks, Jordan Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
For everyone out there. But again, we do appreciate you guys for hanging out with us every Thursday, live right here on YouTube at 12 noon Eastern Standard. Mwah! Thank you so much. But we get a lot of emails, we get a lot of calls about brining our turkeys. Now, this is a beautiful, about 20-pound bird. Shout out to our friends at Honeysuckle White for hooking us up with these beautiful, beautiful birds. But brining, it's all about science, ladies and gentlemen. Osmosis, okay? Essentially, a brine is water mixed with salt and sugar, and then you brine your meat in it. And by the, what is osmosis? By the reaction of osmosis, that bird actually starts to absorb all of that moisture because of that salt and that sugar, okay?
Is that did you learn that in Osmosis Jones with Chris Rock?
That's right. It was a great video game. We talked about that earlier today, but I don't know when I learned about osmosis. I think it was maybe 12th grade. I don't know. I was a late bloomer.
Okay.
Don't laugh at me. Keyboard warriors, put your hatred down below. Make fun of me all you want to. But we're going to show you a very simple brine. Again, salt, sugar, water. It couldn't be easier. So I've got a gallon of water heating up right here. We're going to put 1 cup of kosher salt in there. Then we're going to take and put 1 cup of white sugar in there. You could use brown, but white is less sweet. We've got our Matador over here with our pot adapter set up, and we're heating up this 1 gallon of water to help that sugar and salt fully mix and fully disintegrate into that water. And again, the reason why we heated it up is just so all of this stuff can get to know one another, marry, and meld together. So that is all you do. Now, if you take your bird and you brine it, at least 12. We suggest at least 12, but make sure it's closer to that 24-hour mark. So when you're brining your bird with this and you cook it, you've got a great base to start with. Again, this is a very basic brine. Now, next time, you could add a little peppercorns if you wanted to. Next time, you can go crazy with some bay leaves. Also, some whole cloves would be really good too. And again, add a little bit at a time, and that way it won't be an overwhelming flavor, and that way it won't kind of ruin that turkey, because essentially you're experimenting now. But again, a very simple brine, 1 gallon of water, 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of salt, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, okay? You're gonna wanna let that cool down, because again, you don't wanna put hot liquid on a cold turkey. You're just gonna sit there and cook it in your refrigerator, okay?
Dropping that knowledge, baby.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now what we would do is I've got this large container that we are going to brine our bird with, and this will fit right in our walk-in cooler. Now, I know a lot of you don't have a walk-in cooler. Don't worry, we've got you covered, okay? So, we're going to take, and try not to make a giant mess, but we're going to take our turkey, our bird. I've taken all my giblets out, and we're just going to do this one whole, and I'm going to spatchcock the next one for you guys.
Jody, as you prepare that bird there, we do have a question. April Patch wants to know,
Yeah.
if you plan on injecting the bird, can you brine it as well, or should it be one or the other?
No, you can definitely inject as well, but you definitely want to inject after you brine, okay? You don't want to inject before because, again, by osmosis, everything that you've injected, may make its way out of that bird. But I do one or the other, Jordan.
Okay.
To answer that question, I rather do one or the other. I don't want it to be, super crazily, moist because, again, it can get that way. It can get very, very moist, ladies and gentlemen.
Is pickle juice a bad idea for a brine or
Absolutely
a good idea?
not. No, pickle juice, there's a lot of folks out there that actually brine their chicken wings with pickle juice.
Okay.
Shout out to Chick-fil-A and other companies. So let's just imagine that this basic brine is cooled, okay? I've got it right here. Look at that, all right?
Look at that.
And essentially, we're just going to take that cold brine again, hashtag get on in there, Sharp, and we're just going to submerge our bird in there, okay? Now, this bird is gigantic. It's a little bit larger, so we would probably go, I would add another half gallon of water into this, and you just want to make sure that your bird is submerged, okay? If you have little pieces, sticking out or poking out, of course, those aren't going to, absorb any of that moisture, but you want to make sure that that bird is fully submerged, okay? Now, again, like I said earlier, we've got a giant walk-in cooler that I can put this big old container in. A lot of you folks don't, okay? And I know a lot of folks out there, will do this in like a 5-gallon bucket as well. You can place that in your refrigerator. But if you don't, I'm going to show you right now how to utilize a cooler when brining your bird. Okay, but again, super simple brine, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Cup of salt, cup of sugar, 1 gallon. We'll probably need, 2 gallons of water. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Jordan Johnson, you got a good question?
2 questions. If you spatchcock the turkey, do you do that before you brine it or after you brine it?
Before, and I'm about to show you right now,
Okay.
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, chicken and squirrels.
Second question real quick is some birds come pre-brined. Are you going to brine again if they're pre-brined?
Most birds do come pre-brined. Get on in here, Sherp, and you can see actually the holes in this bird where it was actually pre-brined. But 9 times out of 10, unless you're going to get a fresh, organic bird from the farm, it is going to be pre-brined. So you don't necessarily have to brine, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so we've got another beautiful honeysuckle white bird right here. Chef Greg tried to share a rib with me earlier, but it looks like that turkey just touched it, so I don't get to enjoy that rib. So here's our beautiful bird. We're going to spatchcock it. Now, that's our preferred way of cooking our turkeys. Why? There's a couple of different reasons. One, it allows for more surface area, so the bird can take on more seasoning as well as take on more smoke. It also allows it to cook much more evenly. That's why we like it, is because this bird finishes in a little bit quicker amount of time as well, okay? So we're going to spatchcock this bird. And spatchcocking, you can do it with chickens as well. Essentially, all we're going to do is we're going to take out this backbone here, and we're going to butterfly that bird out, okay? My preferred method when spatchcocking is to use poultry shears. These are very sharp, and they are meant to do this job right here, okay? So I always like to grab the tail and just start trimming all the way up the backbone.
My goodness.
On either side.
It's like watching a Saw movie.
But smash that share button, guys. Give us a like. Give us a love. Make sure you follow me and subscribe to my YouTube channel. We're actually giving away an RT B380 from After Hours last night. Go watch After Hours and find out how you can be entered in to win a brand new RT B380 Bullseye. And it requires following myself and Chef Greg on YouTube. Okay? So,
she ain't gonna stop.
oh yeah. What, Bubba?
She ain't gonna stop.
Who's she?
She ain't stopping.
Who's she?
Well, that's what the hashtag was.
Oh, she ain't stopping. That was, well, they gotta watch the video, Jordan. Don't give it all away. All right, so we've got one side of that spine cut out, and this is a big old bird, man. Still a little frozen, but that's okay. And again, these shears, man, if I didn't have these, I'd be struggling a little bit more than I am right now. All right.
Man, guys, smash that like for us. We would
Yes,
certainly
sir.
appreciate it. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Boom.
We appreciate you checking in. Jody is butchering that baby.
In a good way.
Yeah, in a good way.
It kind of sounds negative, Jordan, but smash that share button, guys. Give us a like. Give us a love.
Is that really a positive way to remove the spine of a once-living creature?
Positive?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. With respect.
That's right.
And
reverence.
Make deliberate strokes. You don't want to get in there and get all willy-nilly. You don't want to joke around. Now, you want to save this. Why? Because this will make the most delicious turkey stock or turkey gravy for you, I promise you. So we're going to hold on to that. Now, you're going to have some extra skin. That's okay, Just cut them flaps off, okay? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I don't like to leave a lot of this extra skin. Why? Because you can see it's got a lot of fat in there, and that stuff is just going to drip out and give us a little bit of an issue.
Now, when you spatchcock a bird like that, is that going to change the cook time per pound?
Absolutely, Jordan. Absolutely. It's going to make it cook just a little bit faster. And again, our recommended kind of rule of thumb, 325 will take you about 20 minutes a pound. 350 is going to take about 15 minutes a pound to cook. And again, if you spatchcock it, it's going to take a little less time because, again, you've got more surface area exposed to that heat. And it's going to cook a little bit faster. So you'll see here we've taken out that spine on either side. We're going to just make an incision right here on that breastbone. Okay? And then we're going to just split that bird right down the center.
YouTube user Power Driven said Jody removed that spine like he was in Mortal Kombat.
Now we've got our bird spatchcocked or butterflied. I like to tuck the wings. Shout out to Chef Greg for showing me how to do this. It helps those wings get closer to that body and actually cook much, much more evenly. Okay? All right, so now we're good to go on our bird. Now what we need to do is we need to prepare our brine. Now, if you guys want this recipe, it is a tried and true recipe. It has been handed down generation to generation to generation to my family. I've tweaked it a little bit. I've taken some things away and I've added some things. I've tried it many different ways, and I've really, really honed it in for you guys, for you ladies and gentlemen, for your family out there. You're really going to enjoy Thanksgiving if you try this bourbon brine, okay? I promise you. All right. So, again, there's a lot of folks out there that aren't able, to have a walk-in cooler. And they're not able to put like a 5-gallon bucket with a turkey in it in their walk-in cooler to keep it cool. So a lot of folks are going to have to use a cooler this year, okay? So check out the RecTech Icer 45 cooler. This is the perfect vessel to brine your turkey in. Now, when I'm brining my turkeys in my cooler, thanks Chef Greg for this tip, I actually like to get a double layer of trash bags, okay? Why? Because I'm gonna want this cooler to keep my beer cold on Thanksgiving as well, okay? And I'm not gonna want to have to wash this thing inside and out, all of the crevices and get all of that turkey juice out of there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna want to have to do that. So I've got a double bag, trash bag in here. And that's what's going to actually keep all of our liquid all together and around and circulating around that turkey. And again, in 12 hours, I can pick that whole bag up, give it a little shake, put it back in the cooler, and we're good to go. It's actually circulated all of those juices around there and actually helped me out, okay?
So what you're saying is don't get mad, get glad.
Get glad, absolutely. Okay. You need to get out there and get you a Glad stretch bag. This is the only recommended brining tool from RecTech, I promise you. Okay. So I've got another gallon of water here, cold water. We are not going to be heating this up, okay? Why? Because this is just how I do it, okay? So we've got, and again, I might be wrong on the actual measurements of this, so make sure you sign up at rectech.com/lunchbreak for this recipe, okay? The actual recipe we'll put it in the description, of course, but just make sure you pay attention right now. Again, I may be off, but not by a lot. So I've got a cup and a half of kosher salt here, coarse kosher salt, the good stuff, okay? Instead of white sugar, I've got a half a cup of brown sugar, packed, half a cup packed brown sugar. We're going to put it in that water as well, okay? I've got a quarter cup of honey. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, quarter cup of honey. That's right. It's going to add a little bit of sweetness, to it.
Sweetness.
Okay? But smash that share button. Give us a like. Give us a love. We're having a great time out here for lunch break. We're showing you a couple of different types of brine. We're talking all about brining. We appreciate you guys for hanging out with us. Make sure you stay tuned, and make sure you watch last night's After Hours because they're giving away an RTB 380. It's amazing. Okay, this is the coup de grace. The best part about this, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. That's right, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. Stay with me, everybody. Okay, I like to do 3 to 4 sprigs of thyme. Why? Because I need extra time. I need extra time. That's why. 15 to 20 black peppercorns. Right in there. 3 bay leaves. Shoot ya. Now we're going to take some garlic.
Garlic.
About 8 cloves. We're just going to smash it. Oh.
If you wanted to kick this recipe up a notch, you could use that smoked salt, right?
Absolutely. You could use that smoked salt for sure. That will definitely add another flavor element to an already delicious brine. So we're going to take 1 lime, 1 lemon, and 1 orange. We're going to quarter it up.
A little citrus never hurt nobody.
That's right. This is going to add some good notes.
Some vitamin C for you.
Easy peasy, ladies and gentlemen. Lemon squeezy, okay? All right, and again, quarter them, easy. I'm gonna take 1 onion, I'm gonna cut it in half. Well, I'm gonna cut it in quarters, but I'm gonna leave it all together. A little rustic touch to it. I'm not worried about that stuff. We're not gonna eat this mess, okay? Right down the center.
Don't cry.
Right down the other center. Just toss it in there.
Sploosh.
Easy, sploosh, that's right, Jordan, sploosh. Let me clean up. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot the main ingredient. Got some delicious bourbon here, about a cup.
Nobody's watching.
Just want to make sure it's bourbon.
Oh, yeah.
They thought it was sweet tea earlier. So. I don't know.
You have to do it twice.
Yeah, that's bourbon. Okay, all right, so we're going to take 1 cup.
Any particular brand you like?
Jordan, I really like to cook with the bourbon that I want to drink. So this is actually some delicious Woodford Reserve. Don't be afraid, ladies and gentlemen, to use the good stuff. Again, it's only going to transfer its delicious flavors over. Now, if you wanted to make this a maple bourbon brine, just substitute maple syrup for the honey and add about, instead of a quarter of a cup, do about a half a cup. Easy peasy. That would be a maple bourbon brine. You could also take out the bourbon and just use maple, you know. There's a lot of different ways that you can skin this cat, but get on in there, Sherp, and just look at the viscosity of this brine. You can tell that this thing is going to impart some delicious, and I'm talking friggin' delicious flavors, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, chicken and squirrels, okay? Now, easy. Again, you don't have to heat this up. If you want to, it definitely helps everything kind of marry and blend together, and helps all of that salt and sugar break down. But, all right, so we've got our RecTech Icer 45 quart cooler right here, available at rectech.com, RECTEQ. Make sure you sign up for that newsletter as well. So we're going to take our spatchcock bird, and we're just going to place it right on the inside. Easy peasy, baby. Right there. Get on in there, Sherp. And then we're just going to pour everything in there.
And of course, you could use smoked garlic as well.
Absolutely,
in that brine.
absolutely. I like using that fresh smashed, though. So we'll throw all of that good stuff in there.
Jody, I do have a question about cooking
now,
this
wait,
turkey.
Hold on just 1 second.
Okay.
Now, what we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of ice in there as well. Kind of keep it nice and cool, okay? But we want to make sure that it's fully submerged. And I think I need a little bit more water. So I'm just going to pour a little bit of this in there. And again, you want to make sure that your bird is fully submerged. I'm sorry, Jordan. What was your question, Bubba?
They just wanted to know, are the legs going to cook the same as the breast, or does he need to use foil?
No, absolutely. They're all going to cook at about the same temperature. All right. So we've got that bird fully submerged in our ice and briny liquid. You want to squeeze a lot of that air out. Why? because you can fully submerge and make sure that bird is fully covered in that briny, delicious liquid, okay? Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tie it loosely because I'm gonna come back for it. We're gonna leave her alone in our cooler. But again, that double bag system that we did actually kept everything nice and clean. So our turkey, get on in here, Sherp, you can hear it. It's in.
He's swimming.
It's in that icy bath. That beautiful, delicious, nutritious, drunk bourbon brine. Okay? Now again, 12 to 24 hours. If you're gonna go through all of the trouble to do this brine, go 24 hours with it. Why? So you can fully taste and fully appreciate everything that is this brine. Now, because we put about 2 pounds of ice in there, we're not gonna have to worry about keeping it cold because again, it's in the bag, it's in this cooler, it's very, very cold. Now, you wanna come back in about 6 hours and check and make sure it's still got some ice. If the ice is almost fully dissipated, add some more ice to keep it nice and cold. But again, you want to keep this under 40 degrees, ladies and gentlemen. You want to keep it under 40 degrees. So that is your main goal. You know, because again, the reason why you're doing this is because you don't have enough room in your refrigerator. If you have enough room in your refrigerator, just put a 5-gallon bucket with your brine and your bird in it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, okay? Jordan, you got a good question. I see it in your eyeballs.
I was just saying, Gabriel brought up a good point. It might be a given, but I do think it's a good point. He says, make sure that you don't use those scented trash bags.
Oh man, that is a very good point. Yeah, make sure you don't use the scented trash bags. Make sure you use plain trash bags. That is a very good tip. But again, I'm sure some folks out there might not even think about that, and that might be all they have. Another good tip for you, ladies and gentlemen, getting ready for Thanksgiving. Know how many people you're cooking for. Go ahead and purchase that turkey now. You can keep it in your freezer if you've got room. But again, know how many people you're cooking for. I'd go ahead and decide that now. Decide what you're cooking. Know what dishes you're putting them in. Go ahead, Greg, you're good. Watch out, Sharp. Know what dishes you're putting them in. Know what serving spoons and silverware that you need. Make sure you get a couple of bags of extra ice. There's going to be a lot of people coming over. Your ice machine probably can't keep up, so get you a couple extra bags of ice for that sweet tea or those cold drinks, or that cold water everybody's enjoying. Jordan, you got a good question.
Yes, sir. Billy Nolan wants to know, is 28 to 30 hours okay? He said he's either got to prepare before or after work.
Yeah, it is okay, but I would try your darndest to keep it under 24 hours. But if not, no big deal. That's how you live your RecTech lifestyle. That's how it is, baby. That's just how it's going to be. But I did have a question for everybody out there. Once again, we thank you so much for hanging out and tuning in with us here on YouTube. Make sure you follow me on YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Barbecue Dad Jody, BBQ Dad Jody. But I did have a good question for you. Where does a turkey with no legs go? Huh? Where does a turkey with no legs go?
I have no clue.
Right where you left it.
So nowhere.
That's right.
He can't
That was
walk.
your dad joke of the day, brought to you by Shiner Beer. Go out there and get yourself a delicious Shiner box. There's nothing finer than a Shiner. Well, except for a 69er, right? Yeah. Jordan, you got a good question out there?
Yes, sir. I got 2 good questions. Jason Freeman, the first one, wants to know, can you brine while it's thawing?
Well, yes and no. When it's thawing, it's not going to be able to kind of absorb that water or go through the osmosis process. But yes, you could kind of do brine while your bird is thawing, and then kind of have it set up by the time it thaws out. But yeah, you could put a frozen bird in with this and let it thaw, and you'd be good to go. Easy peasy. That's a really good question.
Howell White wants to know, can or should you brine a Butterball turkey?
Yeah, absolutely, you can. But again, most of the birds that you're going to get at the grocery store are already brined, with some type of saline or salt solution. So, you may go in the direction of just injecting. But if you do both, it is going to be absolutely delicious. Now, you don't have to brine. You don't have to inject, ladies and gentlemen. I've cooked really good turkeys that aren't brined, that aren't injected. The RecTech, the PID controllers that the RecTechs have hold temperature perfectly. That's going to help, maintain the moisture on the inside of the bird. That's going to help it cook, much more evenly. It's going to slowly rise. We're burning those Kingsford hickory pellets on everything that we're cooking, but we're not cooking anything, unfortunately, for you guys. Today was all about brine. The first brine we did was very, very easy. 1 cup of white sugar, 1 cup of salt, 1 gallon of water. Easy peasy. Now, if you need 2 gallons of water to cover your bird, just double up everything. But again, you can put it on the stovetop or either on your Matador and heat it up. That way everything mixes very well. Or you can just put it right in the cooler like we did. Because why? Because I'm going to come back in 6 hours. Excuse me. Just let me open up this cooler. It's very easy to open, sorry. I'm going to come back in 6 hours and I'm going to slosh that bad boy. Why? Because I want to make sure that all of that deliciousness incorporates and makes that bird absolutely perfect. And again, it's really important to double bag because again, if you get one hole in there, it's all going to leak into your cooler, and that's really what you want to prevent. You don't want any of that turkey juice penetrating your cooler because you're just going to have to clean it out. Me, I'm lazy, and that's why we double bagged it. Am I right, Shirt? We're always double bagging out here in Augusta, baby. But Jordan, you got any other good questions before we dip out?
Yeah, two actually. Beef Stew 66 wants to know.
Beef stew. What's
That's
up?
right, 66. He wants to know, what are the best recipes to make the day before and just reheat?
Oh man, there's a lot of recipes that you can prepare and make the day before. All of your dressings, all of your casseroles that you're going to do, you can do all of that the day before. Your cranberry relish. You can brine your turkey the day before. Heck, guys, you could cook your turkey the day before. Go ahead and slice it, easy peasy lemon squeezy, get it cold. The next day, heat it up, and then just put some delicious brown turkey gravy on there. It's like you cooked it that day. Don't overthink Thanksgiving, ladies and gentlemen. Break it down. Go ahead and start planning now. Now, if you are looking to purchase a grill for Christmas, boy, I highly encourage you to purchase it now. Why? So you don't have any issues getting it to you during the great shipping fiasco of 2020. Promise you, combination of the holidays and the COVID crisis is going to send the shipping companies into a frenzy. And so I promise you that something is going to get messed up. So go ahead and eliminate the shipping companies from that holiday variable and order your grill now. I promise you, you will thank me later. You will write me an email and be like, Jody, thank you so much. I'm going to listen to you from now on. But it was all about brining today. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Sign up at rectech.com/lunchbreak to get both of these recipes. We've already got some amazing recipes at rectech.com. Make sure you subscribe to Kingsford and Rectech's YouTube channel because we've got over 50 recipes coming out to help you guys knock your holiday thanks grilling parties out of the park. Make sure you follow me on all social media at BBQDadJody, spelled Jody. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Subscribe to Chef Greg's YouTube channel as well because you guys need to watch After Hours last night to find out how you can win yourself an RTB 380. Jordan, any other good questions to send us out?
That's it, brother.
Perfect. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We really do appreciate you. We wouldn't be here without you. If you need anything, make sure you reach out to me. God bless you. God bless the United States of America. And we'll see you at the Rectech.
Woo!
Do, do, do. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. Rectech lifestyle. Set it and come get it till the sun starts coming down. Whoop, whoop. Live your life the way you like. It's Rectech